comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want
And good morning, week 6 of the NFL season. This is the Sunday Morning Blitz. I'm your host, Jason, and with me, as always, is the Blitz crew. This time, I actually had my mic unmuted. I'm learning as we go along, guys. Welcome to week 6, where they are all false positive. George, what's going on, man?
Man, I am so glad that by week 6 you learned you got to turn the microphone on before we start. Like, that is absolutely amazing. That is progress.
I've only done it once, George. I've only done it once. So, Steve, what do you think about these false positives going on? Do we buy that they're false, or are we conspiracy theorists? It's all about the Benjamins.
I don't know, man. I kind of have my own thoughts on some of this stuff. False positives, a bunch of illnesses, whatever. We don't know what we don't know. It's kind of like dealing with our own government too, on top of it all, right? So it is what it is. We're moving forward. It's week 6. We have football, which I'm excited about. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. Yeah, dude, let's get this shit going.
So we also have at Dirty Jobs 21 in the background doing all the dirty things that we need done. So Dirty, thanks for doing the things you do. All right.
Dirty.
So week 6, we're going to start off with a phone call. But before we jump into the call, I want to say you can call us at 205-797-5337. That's 205-79-SLEEP. And you can get your questions in front of everybody else's questions. It's really important because we want to talk to you. So caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Gabriel from Miami.
Hey, what's going on, Gabriel?
Hey, how you guys doing today? Just 2 quick questions. So right now I have Fant. Obviously, he's out. So I have Ebron on my bench, but Schultz is on the waiver wire. Who do you think I should roll with this week?
I think I'm going to play.
I'm picking up Schultz.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what was going on with George over there. I couldn't tell if he was freezing up or what.
That's why I jumped in, because all of a sudden he was gone. So I'm gonna take Schultz against the Cardinals versus instead of Ebron against the Browns.
Yeah, I think your upside's a little bit better with Schultz. I'd play him over Ebron.
Yeah, go with Schultz for sure.
Okay, sounds good. All right, and one more question. You think so? I have Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is my 5th best wide receiver, I would say. So would you trade Tyler Boyd and Latavius Murray for Tyler Lockett?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, how many wide receivers do you need to start, and how are you at running back?
So we play with 2 receivers and 2 flex. So I start 4 pretty much every week. So I have Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay, Devontae Parker, Robbie Anderson, and Tyler Boyd. So I'll be switching Tyler Boyd for Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
And then I have Kareem Hunt, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Davis, Chase Edmonds, and Latavius Murray.
Yeah, you do that trade.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, Latavius Murray is just Latavius Murray, and Chase Edmonds, in my opinion, is the RB1 in Arizona. So,
all right.
Yeah,
Sounds good, guys. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Gabriel. Thank you for calling.
Good luck this week. How refreshing is it, guys, that we don't have to worry about games maybe not being played or having to worry about, I think the NFL's finally just said, screw it. We're just going to go forward with this. We're not we're not holding anything up. It's really nice to be able to not have to worry about that.
Well, I mean, like this morning, realistically, they were talking about Melvin Gordon. We all know what happened with him earlier in the week. Then he was gone for illness, and then they don't know if they're going to fine him or suspend him. And then all of a sudden, they sent him home with illness. He tested positive for strep or something like that. They were talking about this morning on NFL Network. But even OBJ, he has an illness. So a lot of people are making pink eye jokes, which is pretty damn funny. But it's just kind of, I mean. We keep seeing the word illness pop up. And again, we don't know what we don't know, but football continues.
All right. And looks like we have another call. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, my name is Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Welcome. What can we do
Eric?
for you today?
So I have a kind of predicament. I like my lineup, but I got a couple people on my bench right now that I would like to get in there, but let's see what you guys think. So right now, for my 2 running backs, I have Henry and Madison. And for my 2 receivers and my flex, I have Lamb, Galladay, and Thielen. Okay. Now, on my bench, I have Connor, Gaskins, and Beckham.
I kind of like Gaskins, but over who's the question?
Yeah, like you're not starting him over.
I've been trying to figure out for like the last 3 days.
Who are the 2 wide receivers in the flex that you're starting right now?
CeeDee Lamb, Kenny Galladay, and Adam Thielen.
Yeah, it's tough to sit either one of those guys. Dallas has a good matchup too.
Yeah, and the Vikings are playing the Falcons, who have an atrocious defense. I think I stick with where you're at, but
Yeah.
I'll let George and Steve back me up there or not.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough decision, but I think based on matchups alone and the type of volume that these guys are getting, the only thing that worries me about Lamb is Dalton being in the situation. We don't know what we're really getting there. That's why I'm kind of leaning Gaskins over Lamb a little bit, but it's very hard to say. I mean, based on the matchup, he could still be heavily involved too.
I'm saying you've got first world problems. They're definitely good problems to have. I agree. I think your lineup is set the way it is right now, and I don't think I'm changing anything.
All right. Well, I appreciate your guys' input. I kind of was, like I said, leaning toward that the last few days, but it's like seeing what's on the bench. It's like I want to get Gaskins in there, but it's like I don't want to take Lamb out because he's such a beast on the field in that slot. It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like Steve said, the only hesitation is Dalton, but I think, Dalton
We've
did
seen
a lot
Dalton
of
play good before, though. We've seen him play with like AJ Green and Tyler Boyd. We've seen him sustain multiple wide receivers before. So it's not like it's an unknown quarterback coming in. Like we've seen Dalton play pretty good in the past.
Yep, and that's what we're not handing it off to some terrible backup that we've never seen on the field. He's a vet for sure, but he was a starter for years and years and years and was very productive. So I think the way you've got it set is exactly right. You're going to second guess yourself because you got good options on the bench, and that's the problem with having good options, right? But I think you're where you need to be.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys' input, and I'll roll with that this week and try to take down the top guy.
Absolutely. Good luck this week.
Good luck to you.
Take him down. I know you can.
All right.
And then speaking of taking down the top guy, like on top of everything else, CeeDee Lamb is he's a ceiling play, right? Compared to Gaskins, he's a guy who absolutely could get you a ton of points. And when you're taking on the top guy, that's something I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you want to get one ceiling guy in there.
Okay.
Yep. So we are going to get into our YouTube questions or questions from our streams. And we're going to start with Kevin, who says he watches the show every Sunday. So thanks, Kevin. He says, "What's up, guys? I got a flex question and a half-point PPR. Just need one of these guys. Swift, Higgins, or Fulgham."
I'm not chasing points with Fulgham. So it's going to come down to Higgins and Swift for me. I kind of feel like this week is going to be Swift's coming out party. I'm starting Swift in one league over Joe Mixon. So I'm going to go Swift here.
It's hard for me to buy into that narrative with Swift as much as I want to. Man, I almost want to lean. I kind of want to lean Higgins here. I know they're playing the Colts, and I know that Cincinnati had a tough go with the Ravens last week. I don't know. I want to lean Higgins here.
I like that Colts defense, but that Colts defense is not the Ravens defense.
Exactly.
I'm going to say Higgins as well. I want to say it's Swift, but every time we've wanted to say Swift, it's been Adrian Peterson or Kerryon Johnson one week. Like
it's never been Kerryon Johnson.
he had a halfway decent week. I think week 2 or week 3, one of the two. But either way, like it hasn't been Swift, and as much as we want it to, Matt Patricia is not a good enough coach to make it that way. So I'm going to say Higgins just because I don't trust that offensive. Like I don't trust their offensive philosophy, and I don't trust their coaching staff. So
that's fine.
Let's see. So Jesus GA and then a whole bunch of numbers. Chark is a go, but he's being checked during warm-ups. If he can't go, Fulgham or Preston Williams.
Oh, Preston Williams.
I'm guessing Preston Williams. And George, you said Preston?
Correct. Absolutely. 100% Preston Williams.
He had a big game last week, and just like Fulgham did, and he's playing the Jets this week. Fulgham is playing. Should know
the
this.
Dolphins.
No, Fulgham's
playing the Ravens.
The Ravens. Which is why I'm going to say Preston Williams if Chark's out.
Yeah, if Chark's out, you're kind of forced to go that way. So Preston Williams, if not Chark.
Exactly. And
don't chase the points from last week.
Lauren Steen says, "Hey guys, in a pinch for my PPR flex, Justin Jefferson or Mecole Hardman? Do you think there's someone better out there on waiver that I should be looking at?" So as far as waivers go, Lauren, and if you're watching, jump in with who's out there because it's hard for us to judge who's available in your league. So give us some names and we'll come back to this.
I think you're playing Justin Jefferson regardless.
Yeah,
same here. Playing the Falcons. And he's been looking really good. I haven't been wanting to chase points, but he's been putting up successful weeks. You have Dalvin Cook out. Madison will be filling in. You have Thielen. Justin Jefferson's been playing well. And that matchup, you have to play him.
I agree here as well. I also like Mecole Hardman this week, but not over Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Yeah, there's no Sammy Watkins this week.
With no Sammy Watkins, Mecole's gonna have a decent role, but like you said, consistently Justin Jefferson's been getting targets, receptions, and yards. It'd be hard to bench him.
Yeah, he has the opportunity for more volume, and he has the big play upside that Hardman does as well. I mean, granted, they're playing, Hardman's playing Buffalo, but we all saw what Kansas City did against the Ravens defense. So that really doesn't even matter the way that offense has been set up. But yeah, your overall upside outweighs big time in the direction of Jefferson.
Absolutely. And Yeager.
We got a call after this one, Jason.
Okay, let's do this last one, and then we will do the call. So, Yeager, Mecole Hardman, T. Higgins, or Chark with a bum ankle, half PPR.
I think if Chark plays, you got to start him over Higgins and Mecole. If he doesn't, I think I'm leaning T. Higgins here.
Yeah, if he doesn't play, and I'm kind of actually back and forth between Higgins and Hardman. They're going to be kind of close for me. However, Watkins out. Bell's not going to be playing against Buffalo. Tre'Davious White's going to be up on Hill. I might go Hardman here.
And that's where I was leaning. If Chark's out as well, I'd go Hardman here, just with the way that with the offense and the injuries. I'm going Hardman as well. All right, and we are going to jump into the call. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, and I'm Andy from Miami.
Hey,
Andy.
what's going on, Andy?
What's happening, guys? So I'm having a bit of a dilemma. It's my first one this year, honestly. And so Claypool's coming off his big game, and Darius Slay is expected to return at the same time for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Ravens. So who do you guys recommend in a half PPR to start between Hollywood Brown and Charles Claypool?
I think I lean Claypool, and I don't think I'm chasing points from last week either.
With Deontay Johnson out, I don't think you are. I think the upside's better there.
I'm not expecting 4 touchdowns from Claypool either this week. Like,
No.
I've got a more realistic stat line is something probably like 5 for 68. Maybe he throws you a touchdown, maybe he doesn't. But that's the kind of stat line I'm expecting from Claypool.
Yeah, and they're at home too.
So you guys are leaning on Claypool?
Yes.
I would go down that avenue. Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right, and we've got Lauren again, and then she says waiver wire. There's James Washington, MVS, and Captain Kirk, and Jefferson over all 3 of those guys.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Fitness Raider, Devontae Freeman, DJ Chark, DJ Moore, or Justin Jefferson. And as much as I love DJ Moore, you guys know I'm a big DJ Moore guy. I'm going to say Justin Jefferson.
The funny thing is this is actually a good matchup for Devonta Freeman. However, I'm going to go Justin Jefferson here. I mean, I generally like to lean running backs in those situations, and Devonta Freeman's been looking pretty good, but Justin Jefferson just has such a good matchup.
Yeah, it came like looking at these options, it came down to Freeman and Jefferson for me. And I think I'm leaning Jefferson. I like Devonta Freeman. I think he's going to have a good game. I think Justin Jefferson will have a better game.
Absolutely. We're going to go off that. And we have another caller. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, what's up, fellas? This is Gabe from Virginia.
Hey, what's going on, Gabe?
Not much. Just landed, was traveling down to Florida to see some family and picking up some news. Julio's looking good, and normally it's not a dilemma. I'm playing Julio and Evans typically, but with Julio coming off an injury and Evans with Godwin back, I'm not sure if to throw them in my lineup or to throw Crowder or Mostert or in the lineup over them in a wide receiver and a flex slot.
Man, it's actually hard not to play Crowder, to be honest with you.
Crowder, he's been a top 10. I'm going to look it up right now.
I don't know. Is this full PPR?
Yeah, full PPR.
Okay. I think you got to start Crowder. He's been just a beast.
I think you have to go Crowder, and I don't know if I'm starting Mostert either. I might go. As much as I like to lean the running back, McKinnon's still there and he's still involved. I think for me, as long as Julio's good to go, I think I'm going Crowder Julio here, especially in full PPR.
I tend to agree with you.
I had Crowder and Mostert initially, but with the news from Julio, I was trending towards throwing him in there over Mostert in the flex. So.
Yeah, Mostert's he's your big play guy. And with McKinnon involved, I think McKinnon's going to take a little bit more of that PPR work away from him. And your opportunity for volume and receptions is going to be higher with Crowder and Julio, in my opinion.
Cool. All right, appreciate it, fellas.
Not a problem. Good luck.
Good luck this week.
Talk about good problems to have, right?
I know, right? Especially during this season.
do I start this awesome wide receiver, or this awesome wide receiver? I can't decide.
Right.
All right, George, it looks like we are caught up on YouTube. And for the guys that thanked us, no, thank you for calling. Thank you for watching. I want to throw the number back out, 205-797-5337 or 205-79-SLEEP. And with that, I think we're going to jump into the Mixler questions.
Absolutely. And we're going to start with one of the OG listeners, one of our biggest supporters from basically day one, Mr. Wilson, 27. He wants us to start one, Fulgham or Mark Ingram in his flex.
I have to go Ingram. Fulgham just has a tough matchup. I know Ingram hasn't been doing anything, but he has the opportunity to fall into the end zone. And yeah, Fulgham, you're chasing points. He has a tough matchup. I know there's a lot of hype around him right now. The Eagles are going to be missing players on the offensive line, players across the board. I think the only person they really get back this week is Darius Slay, which is on the defensive side of the ball. So it's like it's tough. If the matchup was a little bit different, I might look the other way. But at least with Ingram, you have the opportunity for a touchdown there.
Correct. All right, we'll go with JFan PPR flex Singletary, DJ Moore, or Mecole Hardman.
Man, that's kind of tough, actually, because you guys know how I am about Singletary.
You love him.
I do. I love me some Singletary. However, not sure I'm a big fan of him against KC this week. Chris Jones is always a problem on that front with the Chiefs and against the opposing running backs.
Yep. I think I mean DJ Moore.
DJ Moore against the Bears. Who was the third option? I'm sorry.
Mecole Hardman.
Ooh,
I think you got to go DJ Moore here.
See, Hardman has the touchdown upside, the big play upside. DJ Moore has the reception volume.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it on does he get a touchdown or not. I want that DJ Moore.
I'm gonna say Mecole Hardman. So, Steve, you've got to break the tie.
I think I'm actually going to lean DJ Moore, and here's why. Because just listening over the weekend or whatever, Joe Brady and Matt Rule are kind of leaving it open to Teddy Bridgewater. The way that they've been able to play and adjust over these first few weeks, sure, we saw a short reception go for a long touchdown with DJ Moore last week, but everybody has to look at Robbie Anderson. Mike Davis has been very efficient. And they have a pretty good matchup this week. I mean, the Bears defense is no slouch, but they haven't been the greatest either. So I think I'm going to go DJ Moore here.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say sit DJ Moore for Mecole Hardman. And I understand it's a week to week thing and we have to take each week on its face value, but man, if we'd have had this question like week 1 or week 2, none of us would be saying sit DJ Moore for Mecole Hardman. Right?
No, not at all.
I mean, we also wouldn't be talking about Gaskins or half
this is
the
true.
players.
This is very true.
We wouldn't even know who Fulgham was. Like I get what you're saying. I'm
who Fulgham is.
I don't, because I still can't pronounce it. But and I heard it all last week.
Travis Fulgham.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. So they said it like I keep adding an R to it for some reason, and I don't think there's an R in it.
No, not even close.
So it's one of those funny things. I love DJ Moore. What he did last week, taking that short one to the house, is what I thought he would do all season. That's why I liked him this year, because I thought he'd get those short passes, which is what I thought Teddy Bridgewater was, and go the distance. So I like DJ Moore. I just didn't
see Robbie Anderson coming. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Even though some of the signs were there.
Yeah. All right, let's get a couple questions here from Hilda Mack. PPR, she needs 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. These are all wide receivers that she listed here. So I'll just read off the list. 2 wide receivers and a flex in a PPR league. Cooper Kupp, Will Fuller, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin. So basically of that group, who are you sitting?
Read that one more time. I'm going to.
Cooper Kupp, Will Fuller, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin. Who are you sitting?
I'm sitting Will Fuller. Let me see who the Rams are playing, but I'm sitting. They're playing the 49ers. No, I was checking to see who Cooper Kupp was going up against.
Okay.
No, I think I'm sitting Fuller.
I think I'm sitting Jefferson. So we're going to make this really, really difficult on Steve, and I hope he says Kupp or Godwin.
Man, I'm probably going to sit Fuller.
I don't want to sit any of them, honestly, but
yes,
the
Mac, you've got great problems here.
Fuller's got a great matchup.
I don't either, and part of me even wants to say Godwin just because he's coming back, and we've already lost him twice this year.
Yeah,
for different injuries. You know what I mean? So
he's been so good while he's been on the field,
he has. You add the name value there, and as long as he can stay on the damn field during a game, that's a problem. You know, him and Deontay Johnson have been a gigantic headache this year for fantasy managers, because these are guys that could just be lighting up the world right now, but they can't stay on the field.
All right. I'm going to put a question in our little private chat here, just so you guys will be able to look it over. It'll be the one after this. Next question we got here from Hilda Mac is PPR need 2 wide receivers and a flex. So again, she listed all wide receivers. So who are you sitting? Marquise Brown, Cooper Kupp, Laviska Shenault, or Chris Godwin?
I'm sitting Marquise Brown.
I'm sitting Marquise Brown as well.
Say those names again.
Marquise Brown, Cooper Kupp, Laviska Shenault, Chris Godwin.
Oh, God, yeah, I guess Marquise Brown.
Yeah, I want to play Marquise Brown.
I feel like he can have a big day today too.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of doing it.
And he's getting targets.
Yeah. Next question is the one I put in the private chat. It's from Fear the Claw. Said, morning, guys. Need some help. Need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex play this week. Options are running back: Singletary, Lindsey, Peterson, and McKinnon. I'm leaning Lindsey here personally. With Melvin Gordon being out, I think Lindsey's going to get a bulk of those carries.
I think I'm going to go Singletary, Lindsey, Fuller.
Oh, you jumped ahead.
I would say he just did all 3.
Yep.
I'm going to say Singletary, Lindsey. Yeah, Singletary, Lindsey, Fuller. I'm going to jump ahead too.
All right, I would go Singletary, Lindsey, and Preston Williams. So,
Dolphins fan.
Probably. I'm just worried Will Fuller's going to pull up with a hammy. But yeah, go Fuller, Singletary, and Lindsey. And then also Survivor Pool question 2, if you don't mind. Who would you pick? Ravens over Eagles or Steelers over the Browns? I'm going to go Ravens over the Eagles. I think that is a 100% safe bet.
I think I'm going to take the Steelers over the Browns. Save the Ravens for another day. I know it's a divisional game. Steelers are at home.
Browns are playing good too. That's the only reason. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns upset the Steelers.
Steelers are playing good too, man.
I know they are. Yeah, listen, that's going to be a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Ravens over the Eagles is a guaranteed thing that I'll move you on to next week.
I just hate taking games like that, the guaranteed guys, this early in the year.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
So, I did some listening to some podcasts about the Survivor, and they say you have to distance yourself from everybody else, take what everybody's not taking. I think a lot of people take that Ravens game, so I'm going to take the Steelers just so I'm at odds with what most people are doing.
Yeah, I think I want to save the Steelers for another week, but 2-1, no big deal. Hilda Max got a question here. Tight end, Hayden Hurst, Dalton Schultz, Irv Smith, Cameron Brate, or James O'Shaughnessy?
I'm taking Dalton Shirt.
I'm taking Dalton Shirt as well.
Dalton Shirt. Dalton Shart.
Yeah, Dalton Shart.
Dalton Shart it is.
Go with Dalton, Hilda Mac. Jay Fans got another question here. PPR, 6 point per touchdown. I have McLaurin, Beckham, Connor, Edmonds, and AJ Brown is my flex. My bench is Gibson, Higgins, Lindsey, Eckler, and McCaffrey, and Herbert. Any changes?
You might have to read that one more time slower so I can follow it completely.
Yeah, I'll
Or
put it in
maybe I'll
there.
go over there.
No, I'll put it in the chat. It's fine.
McLaurin, Beckham, Connor, Edmonds. My flex, Higgins, Lindsey, Eckler, McCaffrey, Herbert. So if I sat anybody,
Drop someone for QB.
So I'm dropping Higgins first off of that list for QB.
yeah,
Although if you got Herbert on the bench, unless the Chargers on a bye, never mind.
yep, that's the problem. You got
That is the problem. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what quarterback's there. I don't hate dropping Herbert. Like, I mean, is Herbert not droppable at this point?
I'm not sure if he is, to be honest.
He's
He's
playing
fantastic.
well.
It just depends on
What
it just
is on the
depends
radar?
on who's available. I mean, this is not Dynasty, so I'm not overly worried about Herbert. But it just depends on who's available. And to be honest with you, I mean, it sucks the situation with Eckler and McCaffrey. I feel for you there. I really don't want to drop Higgins. I don't want to drop Gibson. I don't want to drop any of this depth because this is all good depth to have and create good problems for you on a weekly basis. So I guess if it comes down to it, it entirely depends on who's on waivers. Drop Herbert for him. You know, if there's anybody that's been through a bye, you know, look at that. But realistically, I mean,
Ben, Tannehill, those type of guys.
I mean, gun to my head, if I'm going to drop somebody, yeah, it would be T. Higgins. As much as I don't want to, but
So Who's points out that Herbert has a great end of season. And I agree. Like, I just went and looked at his schedule. That was the first thing I ran and did. And he's got the Jaguars next. Let's see. I just opened it and he's got the Jaguars, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots. So he's got a couple in there, but then he's got the Falcons, Raiders, and Broncos for the playoffs.
That's amazing.
So that makes it tough to drop, but he's also a rookie, so who knows? Who knows how he's going to hold up over the rest of the season? It really depends on which quarterbacks are on waivers. But if you had to drop a player, it's going to be Higgins for me as well. Who's wants to know if you got anything good in the cup, Steve?
just my coffee, man. It's cold and raining up here, and I keep looking down, tweaking my rankings and looking at stuff like that. So dude, it's cold and raining up here in Michigan, man. I had my coffee this morning.
It's a soup day, huh?
Oh, it's definitely, we had soup. It'll be soup day today. I mean, we had chili over the weekend too. It's getting cool, man. It's that time of year.
All right, so J-Fan says quarterbacks available are Tannehill, Fitz, Cousins, Dalton, and Mayfield. I don't mind dropping Herbert for Tannehill, actually. Like, I looked at Tannehill's end of season schedule. It's not that bad at all, to be honest. The playoff schedule starting at week 13 is Cleveland. Then he gets Jacksonville, Detroit, and Green Bay in the championship week. Like, that's a pretty solid playoff schedule.
Titans already have their bye, right?
Titans have already had their bye.
They had their forced bye.
Yeah, they had their week 4 bye. Now
and then you get the stack with AJ Brown. I wouldn't mind that one bit.
Yeah, so the problem with it is leading up to the playoffs, like their schedule is pretty rough. Week 7, they're home to Pittsburgh. Week 9, home to Chicago. Week 10, Indianapolis. Week 11 at Baltimore. Week 12 at Indianapolis. So there's a good, 5 games out of 7 that I'm not really comfortable starting Tannehill. I would look for better options, but the playoffs are not bad.
Well, that goes for me in that regard. If you're relying on your quarterback to win you championships, then you're not putting together the right kind of fantasy team.
Correct.
So Tannehill's a guy that he can, even in those matchups, I would imagine his floor is going to be around 15 points. And then as long as and the rest of this team that he has here, you're going to be getting Eckler back. You're going to be getting McCaffrey back. Gibson's going to be a solid running back in PPR. He could see a big day from him. Chase Edmonds is going to be the guy, in my opinion, in Arizona as the season progresses, and he's a good back in PPR. You have A.J. Brown. You have Beckham. You'd be keeping T. Higgins. I don't know. If it were me in that respect, quarterback's already through a bye week, I'd drop Herbert for Tannehill. And let these guys carry you through those rough weeks.
Yep, absolutely. So I do want to say we have a call. So caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
What's up, guys? It's Curtis.
Hey,
What's up,
Curtis.
What's up, guys? What's up, man? Quick few questions, real quick. My first question is going to be this week. Who you guys like better out of these quarterbacks? I got Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, and Ryan Tannehill. It's a 2 QB superflex league.
Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, and Tannehill. Need 2.
Yes.
I think I'm sitting Bridgewater.
He's been playing well.
He has.
I think honestly,
I'm sitting Goff. I'm sitting Goff.
That's what I was looking at. 49ers were bad last week against the Dolphins, but the Rams always play down when they play the Niners. I think I'm going to sit Goff as well.
And they're in San Francisco.
I mean, Tannehill or Fitzpatrick just lit it up
in Miami, though.
In Miami, West Coast team traveling to the East.
Yeah.
Put all that narrative in there. Garoppolo looked terrible in his first game back. I'm sitting off. That's me.
Another quick question. Who you like better this week? Do you like Kenny Galladay or Cooper Kupp?
I'm going to go Galladay.
Yeah, same here.
It's very possible. Both of these defenses are absolute trash. We could just be looking at a possible shootout. Minshew and Stafford might be great starts this week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Another quick question. Where's the team at? Who do you like better this week? Do you actually? Matter of fact, guys, do you guys see think Julio playing today, right?
Julio's playing.
Julio's playing. All right,
Yeah.
then this question is relevant then.
Absolutely. If you've got him, play him.
All right. Two more quick questions. All right. Am I flexing this one league? Who would you rather flex? Will Fuller or Robbie Anderson?
I'm saying Robbie Anderson.
Anderson for me as well.
Yeah, I'm going Anderson. It's close, but Robbie Anderson's just been balling.
All right. Okay. Last question this week. I do not trust Zach Ertz no more. So can you tell me that I'm not making a mistake by starting Jimmy Graham?
No, he's touchdown dependent, but
so is Zach Ertz, to be honest, and he just hasn't been scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, Jimmy Graham has the better matchup. So
yeah, I would start Jimmy Graham over Zach Ertz this week. That Philadelphia offensive line is missing 2 more of its starters. It's all banged up. I don't want nothing to do with Philadelphia this week.
All right. Then I'm good on questions, then, man. Oh yeah. Oh guys, quick thing. That Friday show was amazing. It was really good. Just letting y'all guys know. It was really good.
Appreciate that, Curtis. Really, really do. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. We love doing the Friday show, and that's That's a great plug. So if you're bored on Friday night, come hang out with Showtime George.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
All right, we appreciate it, Curtis. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you this week, Curtis. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, and off the back of that, it looks like we've got another caller. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, what's up, guys? Danger Zone.
Hey, what's up, Danger Zone?
What's going on? I'm having a little bit of issue. I know last week it kind of backfired. I played Bell over Edmonds. I know you told me to play Edmonds, and I kind of took an L. Lost by like 4 points. So this week, I'm gonna take your advice.
Well, we appreciate that. What do you got? What questions you got for us?
Do I play Josh Allen or Cam Newton?
I know. So
I'm leaning Josh Allen.
I'm saying Josh Allen. Chiefs are going to score a ton. So I'm going to say Josh Allen. Listen, I am not going to disrespect our producer by saying anybody but Josh Allen here.
I do want to say that our producer says he almost hung up on you for this question, Danger Zone. That's his way of saying start Josh Allen.
Well, then he's going to hate me because I'm going to say play Cam Newton. Much better matchup.
All right.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I've got to tell you, Steve, I had my finger over the button because I knew he was going to remove you to put you right back. I knew that was coming.
That was rapid fire, man. That was rapid fire. You couldn't even tell Steve was gone.
You know, it is what it is, dude. You know, hate it to love it. That's where I'm at.
So George, where are you at on Allen? I
want to stay in the live stream, so I'm going to go with Josh Allen.
Oh man.
Hey, so how do y'all like this lineup? I got Devontae Adams, Juju. I got Mike Davis at my flex, and then AJ Brown at my flex. Do y'all like them over Edmund, Bell, or Higgins?
Well, Bell's not playing.
Yeah, Bell's not playing. We can throw him out.
Okay.
Man, so do we trust AJ Brown?
I like Gurley.
I think we trust AJ Brown. He looked good Tuesday night.
Yeah, you're 100% playing AJ Brown.
So I don't think there's any changes to be made there.
Who are you starting again? I'm trying to figure out in my head with Chase Edmonds.
I got Gurley at RB1, James Robinson RB2. Then I got Adams wide receiver 1, and then Juju wide receiver 2. Then at flex Mike Davis, and then AJ Brown.
Yeah, no, you have to stick with what you have.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. And then Cooks or Higgins to drop, or Brady
to drop.
Oh, you could drop Brady if you have 3 quarterbacks. You can drop Brady.
This is not super flex, right?
I got Rodgers and Brady, and I just picked up Godwin from that trade, and then what you call it, Clyde Hare.
Oh yeah. So you're the one that got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and
Godwin.
And Godwin. Yeah. So you can drop Tom. If it's not a super flex, then I'm dropping Tom Brady there.
Yep.
100%. Okay. Rodgers through his bye week.
Yeah, in a single quarterback league, if your quarterback's already made it through the bye week and you don't have 2 top 5 quarterbacks, you could go ahead and drop your second one. Brady's not even a top 10 quarterback right now, so I would drop him for sure.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we got one more call. So have a great day, dude. Sorry, jumping all in too fast. But we do have another caller on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where you from?
What's up, you guys? My name is Mitch. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I just had I just had a quick question, a start-sit question. I got a couple wide receivers on bye this week. It's a half PPR, just to let you know, and it is between Keelan Cole against the Lions and Christian Kirk against Dallas Cowboys. I'm on the fence. I was gonna go with Kirk, but I think it could be a shootout between Detroit and Jacksonville.
I think Detroit-Jacksonville is going to be a shootout myself.
I think so as well. I think I would go with Keelan Cole.
I'm going to agree with you. Yep.
Okay, and then one other quick question, just to make sure I'm not crazy. I was thinking about possibly, and I wanted to get your opinion on it, possibly maybe even starting Claypool over Cooper Kupp. Just a crazy thought. I don't know. Just kind of let me know what you think.
I'm not doing that. I'm not chasing Claypool's production from last week. Like I said, the stat line that I think is reasonable for Claypool this week is going to be about 5 or 6 catches for about 68 to 75 yards. Maybe he gets you a touchdown, but I'm not chasing the 4 touchdowns he scored last week.
I mean, I don't think it's a crazy thought process because you can see the same stat line out of Cooper Kupp. However,
yeah,
I mean, even though we just literally said that I just said that I would sit Goff between the other selections that we had. I don't know, man. I wouldn't have a problem with it. To be perfectly honest with you, I wouldn't.
Okay, so we've got 1 and 1. I sat Goff as well, but yeah, I'm still going to say Cooper Kupp because I think Goff is going to have an okay day. I just like the other quarterbacks better than him.
Correct.
So I'm going to say Kupps. I mean, that's 2 to 1. But Steve's, if you want to go with Steve, he's pretty adamant.
I don't think it's a crazy thought process, to be honest with you.
It's not. Again, it's a good problem to have, I think. But I still lean Kupp.
Yeah, I just thought that with Deontay Johnson out, that it would definitely just lead to a lot more possibilities for Claypool today. I know that the defense will probably be a little bit more attentive to Claypool because of last week, but with Deontay Johnson out, definitely more of an opportunity.
Yep.
I don't think your thought process is wrong, man. But I think you'll be okay either way, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
Yes,
appreciate it. Good luck this week.
All right, we're gonna roll in. I keep stepping on their thank yous, but so I'm gonna roll right into the next call. Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where you from?
Yo, what up, dog?
What's up, man?
George, Mike, Jason, Steve, how y'all boys doing this morning?
Marvelous, man. How you doing?
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, I heard you saying, Steve, I was fine until I woke up this morning, all this rainy, cold weather.
I know, right? It sucks, dude. I mean, like, I love the fall season in Michigan, but this shit sucks.
It definitely sucks when you got these big, dumb trees with leaves everywhere. I think I leapfrog maybe 3 times a week.
For sure. I just run them over with my lawnmower.
I'm not a fan of it. Maybe I need to try that technique. Or we just pack up and move to Florida. We just pack up and move to Florida with the other homies. I know they got good weather down there.
Yeah, they do. That they do. They have hurricanes too. So.
So Al, what can we do for you?
Hurricanes.
What can we do for you this morning, Al?
Definitely had a question about my wide receivers. I have full PPR. I got Robert Woods, Jamison Crowder as my starters. Am I winning there? The only other options I would have would be T. Higgins, DJ Chark, or John Brown.
Well, I think John Brown's been ruled out, so we can scratch him out.
Okay.
I think you got it right. I'm not starting, even if Chark plays with a bum ankle. I don't think I'm starting him over what you got in there. Like, I absolutely love Jameis Crowder. I was talking about it earlier in one of our private chats. Like, he's one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. He reminds me a lot of Jarvis Landry when Adam Gase was down in Miami. Like, all they did was funnel targets to Jarvis Landry. And that's all they're doing in New York is just funneling targets to to Crowder. So I'm not benching him. And Robert Woods is playing like a goddamn adult. So I'm not benching Robert Woods for anything else either.
All right, good deal. And then my running backs, Mixon and CEH, and just do David Johnson in the flex. My only other running backs would be Dearness Johnson and the P. Ryan guy. I just figured I'd pick him up just to see what would happen.
Yeah, P. Ryan's more of a long-term stash than anything. No, you got to go with David Johnson over both of those guys.
Yep.
Are you sure John Brown's out?
I thought I seen a little thingy thing that said he was out.
He's still saying
It said questionable on my thing. That's why I was like, oh, he's out. I didn't know.
Let me.
It doesn't matter. You're not playing John Brown over those guys anyway, right? So we can find that out so that we don't give the viewers the wrong information. But
yeah,
I think
he's just questionable, and it's Monday night, so it's risky. I mean, yeah, I think you're okay with what you have.
Al's got a pterodactyl in the background.
Hey, Al, you want a ventilator back there?
You can hear him all the way. See, I'm so far away from him. And that's how
Sounded like Darth Vader for a minute there. What else you got for us, Al?
Actually, you know what? I think that's it. I'm definitely starting Josh Allen. You know, shout out to Dirty. You start him during the bye week too.
He did call that. He did call that. He stood strong and it worked out.
I was just saying, I don't want to get hung up on either. But no, I think that's it. Guys, appreciate you as always. Friday night was amazing. That was dope. I had a lot of fun. I'm always going to tune in unless I somehow, pass out from all the crying that my son likes to give me on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it too. Thank you so much. I got to get you on one of these Fridays. I'll hit you up. We'll schedule something, but I want to get you on one of these days.
For sure, man. We'll figure it out. I DM y'all, and good luck.
Thanks, Al. Good luck this week.
You got it.
All right, and it looks like we are clear on phone calls. So I'm going to get back into these Twitch and YouTube questions, and we're going to get into that right now. Yep, Mike says we are clear. So what kind of value does DJ Moore have rest of the season? Worried because Robbie seems to be the one wide receiver one now.
I mean, his value, honestly, DJ Moore, it sucks because everybody drafted him to be a wide receiver one. But I mean, I look at him more as a low end wide receiver two, even in PPR. You're gonna get the weeks where you might get a touchdown out of them, but the target volume's still there. It's all still there. He just doesn't have the TD upside, and that's going to Robbie Anderson. The way that the running backs have been playing, that's been helpful too. But again, I kind of want to see how this goes with what they're talking about and what the coaches are saying in regards to Teddy Bridgewater and the way that Bridgewater's been playing. I mean, his QBR has been phenomenal. So as it stands today, I'm looking at him as a low-end wide receiver too.
Yeah, that's about what I was gonna say as well. It's the low-end RB2, high-end low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3. He's still somebody you're going to want to start most weeks.
I was going to say I'm a little higher on him than you guys are, probably because I started a little higher on him than both of you guys. I've got him as a solid high-end to mid-range wide receiver 2. I think he hasn't had but one awful week. He's had a lot of good but not great weeks.
Right.
So I think he's a solid wide receiver 2. I don't think he gets down to the wide receiver 3 category because he's still getting 4 or 5 receptions, 70 to 90 yards, and the touchdown upsides there. But you're still getting double-digit points from him every week if you're in a PPR. So I say solid 2, and he's not the one you drafted him for. But
solid 2.
He's a solid deuce.
He's a solid deuce.
You're taking a solid deuce. All right. So Mini Jordan 718, pick a wide receiver in a flex. Diggs, Swift, Dearness, Judy, OBJ, DJ Chark, and DJ Moore. So wide receiver, who are we going with wide receiver? Diggs, Judy, OBJ, Diggs. You can't bench him, right?
Not the way he's been playing. I can't bench
He's
Diggs.
been playing well. He's gonna have a tough one-on-one though.
Listen, I watched Devontae Parker burn Stephon Gilmore in New England last year. I think Stephon Gilmore coming back from his injury or whatever he had, COVID. First game back, I'm willing to take my chance on Diggs.
I think I'm going with Diggs as well. So that's the wide receiver. So Steve, I'm going to give you the shot to go first between Swift, Judy, D'Ernest, OBJ, DJ Chark, DJ Moore.
Well, the problem is Stephon Gilmore is not going to be on Diggs. It's going to be Bashaud Breeland, and you're going to have Matthew over the top too. So that's what's tough for me. I don't really like Judy over him. I don't really like OBJ over him. If DJ Chark is playing, I might play Chark over Diggs. But out of all of these guys, I'd have to go Diggs and DJ Chark. I mean, realistically, Diggs, yeah, sure, there's the narrative with Swift. Judy's really the only guy in Denver. Locke will be back. Not really expecting much there. OBJ is going to have a tough matchup. So I think your two best options are going to be Diggs and Chark if Chark is playing. If he's not, then I think you're looking at Diggs, and then probably you're looking at Diggs. Yeah, you're looking at Diggs.
Mike.
And then I'd probably go DJ Moore just because it's full PPR.
Hey, Mike, at 56 minutes in, I need that audio, please. Thank you.
You're looking at Diggs. Get it. Clip it.
Okay, so 56 and 57. I need both of those. Thanks. Yeah, so I'm going with Diggs, Chark, and I'm going to say DJ Moore if Chark's not playing.
Yeah, I'm going Diggs and OBJ if Chark doesn't play. I know it's a tough matchup, but I want OBJ on the field.
Let's see. Okay, so we're going to jump to the next question. AJ Brown over Juju.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. And who do I start for my pizza order later? Domino's or Papa John's?
Papa John's is clearly the 101 over Domino's.
See, this is a very important question, though. We really need to look at this. I mean, Papa John's is good, but Domino's is legit too, man. And there's a lot of variation there. For me, I'm going Domino's.
I'm looking at my inside experience, being as somebody who worked for Domino's and has a son who works for Papa John's. I'm going to lean on my insider knowledge and go with Papa John's.
So here's what I'm going to say.
Way to use the "I used to work for somebody" narrative. Real nice. It makes
Been
it
there,
easier.
done that.
It makes it easier for you to get sick of it.
Let me say this. Let me say this about that.
Do I look like I've gotten sick of pizza? Come on.
I don't think either one of us have.
Guys, this is what we at the house call shit pizza. This is the pizza. This is the pizza you have. Look, all pizza's good pizza, right? Like you can't put sauce, cheese, and meat on bread and it'd be bad. So like all pizza's good pizza, but this is what we call shit pizza. Step up your game, find your best local place, get some real pizza, and skip Domino's or Papa John's. Go support your local pizzeria.
Here's what you got to do though. If you're coming down to Domino's and Papa John's, when you order Papa John's, because that's clearly the 101 here, ask for the cheese cups. Don't go with the garlic dipping sauce. Get yourself the cheese cup for your dipping sauce, and then
go deep dish.
Yeah, but again, guys, we're talking about shit. There is no 101 here. 101 is your local mom and pop pizza place. There's so many good pizza places around here, George, that like, unless I just need something quick and let's just say Dirty Jobs dirty, like I'm not getting Papa John's or Domino's. I'm going to Ryan's. I'm going to the Pazzi Brothers. I'm going to Bruno's.
Listen, WVU Champ 13 may not have these options, Jason.
Listen,
And you're
he
just
may
like
not have a
you're
Ryan's.
literally just taking a doo-doo all over his pizza, poor guy, dude, man.
I am.
His
listen,
only
it is-
options may be Domino's or Papa John's. He could live in a small town of a population of like 600, and they don't even have a Walmart, but for some reason they have a Domino's and a Papa John's. And given those two options, because those are the only options presented to us, you got to go with Papa John's.
I don't know,
Clearly,
man.
Jason.
I'm a pizza snob. Oh,
I don't know what happened there.
I think Mike got rid of Steve because he said Domino's. But I'm gonna
Like we're sidebarring after this one.
I honestly, and listen, just between we got a call, so we'll get off the
We
pizza
got a couple
topic.
calls.
But here's what I'll say. I've had decent 7-Eleven pizza that was just as good as either one of those shit pizzas. Like it's and Mike, you can drop me too, but like there's bound to be a decent pizzeria.
I can't. I'm sorry. He started talking about gas station pizza, and I had to. Okay, like gas station pizza has nothing.
Luckily for me, I can bring. Luckily for me, I can bring myself back.
All right, let's get off pizza. Let's get to the call. Caller, seeing Jason is muted again. What's your name? Where you from?
From Texas.
Hey, what's going on, man? What can we do for you?
So I need 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. I got AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Joe Mixon, Julio Jones, DJ Moore, DJ Chark, and CeeDee Lamb.
Oof.
Jesus, you have everybody.
Options.
You got good problems.
AJ Brown and Julio for sure.
Yep.
A flex. Chark, if he's playing.
I want to go Lamb. I think Lamb over Chark
Lamb
is the right call.
if Chark's not playing.
Yeah.
I think I'm taking Lamb even if Chark's not playing. So it's
up into active.
Okay, so 2 of us are saying Chark.
I'm going Lamb over Chark.
And then
Are you? Okay,
I hate sitting running backs, but I'm only starting Mixon where I have to.
Yeah, same here.
So then do I start Stafford, Cousins, or Dalton?
Man.
What are the options? Stafford Dalton?
and Cousins. And I was just about to yell Stafford from the rooftop playing Jaguars, and then you said Cousins, who's playing the Falcons.
I think I'm still going Stafford.
So
I'm saying I like Dalton, but those other 2 options, man, those are. I'm going to say Stafford as well. Just playing what we've called a shootout a couple times on this game or the show.
Yeah, I would give Stafford a shot.
Okay. I think that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Good luck this week.
Good luck this week. All right, and we've got one more caller. So, caller, what you got for us?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm kind of stuck on who to start at my flex. I have John Brown in right now, but he's questionable, and it's a Monday night game, so I'm a little worried about it. I do have DeAndre Swift and Adam Humphries on my bench, as well as Tim Patrick. I was wondering if I should swap one of those guys in.
I think I would do Swift. I wish John Brown's game wasn't a Monday night game.
Honestly, I think Swift's going to see the same amount of volume John Brown would.
Yeah,
and it is a good matchup.
It's a phenomenal matchup.
And he could even see more touches. So I'd go DeAndre Swift.
And that makes 3 of us.
Okay.
I actually don't mind Humphreys this week either, but Swift as a running back is a good play.
Yep.
Okay. And then in another league, I have the Bucks defense right now in, and they're playing Green Bay. So I was wondering if I should pick up a different defense off the waivers. And the top 3 available are the Panthers, Bengals, or Broncos. So I was wondering if it'd be a good idea to grab one of those guys. drop
And
the Bucks.
the only one that I might take a shot on, maybe, would be the Panthers. I don't like the other ones, but the Panthers are bad too. But
I think I'm rolling with the Bucks.
Yeah.
You're hoping for turnovers because I do think the Packers are going to score a decent amount against the defense, but they've been turning the ball over to get you a little bit of a floor. So I'm okay with the Bucks there.
Yeah, the turnover thing is the only reason why I'd even potentially consider the Panthers, because I think you have opportunities there as well.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep, no problem.
Have a good one.
You as well. And it looks like, talking to Mike, our producer in the background, we are clear of phone calls. We're going to jump back into these questions, try and get through some of these. So John Kirsch says, pick 3 from these guys: Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Chark, Crowder, and Chenault. So
I think it's Diggs, Crowder, and LaVisca for me.
Yeah, I want to say, McLaren, but I have to see what he does.
Yeah.
I have to see what he does with that quarterback situation. So I want to say Diggs, Crowder, and Chenault. Chenault's been playing out of his mind.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess. I mean, McLaurin and Diggs and Chark are all going to be pretty damn close.
Yep.
I still like McLaurin or Chark. I don't know. I think Diggs is going to have a tough matchup, but I don't mind that play.
So I think this does point out, and I know we got a bunch of questions. I don't want to talk too long, but this points out, look at all these wide receivers that weren't really high on the charts before the season started. Like Diggs wasn't a top 4 or 5 round guy. McLaren was, Chark, Crowder, Chenault, all these guys back end. It really does go back to like your draft strategy and making sure you got your wide receivers early. Because look at all these really great wide receiver options. Yeah, running backs. Sorry, grab your running backs early. Because look at all these great wide receivers that you could get mid-round or later. Just a quick digression. So Bobby H, start Todd Gurley or Miles Sanders today. I've got Henry and Taylor as my starters, non-PPR.
I think I'm going Gurley. That Philadelphia offensive line is banged up. They're down 2 more starters this week.
Gurley.
I'm going Gurley.
Yep, Gurley as well. WVU Champ says that jalapeno bread at Domino's, though.
That is very good.
It's very good. I love it.
So is the jalapeno popper bread at Papa John's.
That I had that the other day. It's just okay.
Oh, it's so good.
So John Kirsch jumps in and says, half-point PPR, Swift or Drake?
I think I'm going Swift.
I've been fading. We faded Drake last week. It was a decent he had a touchdown, I think. He fell forward for a touchdown, but I think I'm going to go Swift here. I've been fading Drake.
So this just came through. DJ Chark is playing. So is OBJ. For me, I don't believe in Drake. I really don't. I'd probably play Swift.
All right,
but it's a risk, but I'd still probably play him.
Joseph Bailey with the important question. Which one?
I'd say this is the most important question of the day right here.
Which one of you is Stephania Bell, Field Yates, and Matthew Berry? I'm going to take Stephania Bell because I think
you can't be Stephania Bell. First off, well, actually, no, you can be Stephania Bell. Steve is clearly the better looking of the 3, so he's going to have to be Field Yates. And I just sit here and ramble.
Take it.
So I'm clearly the Matthew Berry.
It's very valid analysis. It's very valid.
It's right on.
This is the type of deep dive analysis you get here on the Sunday Blitz. You get your pizza. We could tell you which pizza places you should go to. We could compare ourselves to the ESPN guys and say this is exactly why who is who. It's you don't get this type of content anywhere else.
And clearly, depending on how we answer, our producer Mike just kicks us off the show.
Correct.
Right. Just
so there's a lot of pressure here. We have to answer the right way.
The one thing you forgot to mention, the thing that we can't walk away from this show without remembering is how much that Steve likes dicks.
Yes.
No, I didn't say like it. You're taking dicks. That's the difference.
You don't have to like it. You just have to take
You
it.
just have to take it.
That sounds awful rapey to me, Steve. I think we're going to move on. All right. X Malott says, Kirk Cousins or Matt Ryan with Julio healthy? You think I should stick with Ryan? ?
You know, I kind of like the narrative of Matt Ryan with Julio back and head coach gone. I mean, but I just like what Cousins has going on and his matchup. And if I remember correctly, they are at home. Minnesota is at home against Atlanta. I'm going to take Cousins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cousins.
And I'm going Cousins as well. So Oswaldo, good morning, Oswaldo. Good to see you again. Oswaldo says, do y'all like Higbee this week in a standard?
Negative for me.
No.
Not for me as well. I don't know who your option is, but if you've got another one, let's roll them out.
I love the Avi though, Oswaldo. Go Niners.
Exmalo again. Edmund or Lindsey this week? Full PPR.
Edmonds for me.
Lindsey for me with no Melvin Gordon.
They're playing the Patriots. I'm going to say Edmonds for me as well. And last question on here before we jump back over to Mixler. PPR, Tanyan, Burton, or Ebron? I'm going to say Tanyan against the Bucks.
Yeah, it's hard not to play him right now. I mean, I like the linebacker coverage in Tampa Bay a little bit more. It's just the way he's been playing. Adams is going to be back, so he's going to demand looks as well. Obviously we know what that backfield's like. MVS is going to go into that number 2 slot, so he might be a little bit more productive than what we've been seeing. So it's hard to ignore Tanyan here.
I'm not starting Tanyan. I'm going to go with Ebron.
You would
against Cleveland.
You would.
Listen, Tanyan has really had one really good game, and granted, it was a really good game, but there was nobody else to throw to for that game, and we've seen historically the Packers do not really involve their tight ends very much at all. So,
all right, George, you want to jump back over to Mixler?
Yes, sir. Fear the Claw wants to know Austin Hooper or Dalton Schultz.
Schultz.
I
am not starting Austin Hooper anytime this year unless I'm absolutely desperate.
Correct. Bobby Pigskin's got quite a few questions here. Great day in the morning. Higgins or MVS? Half point PPR.
Higgins
for me. Choose 2 wide receivers. Gallup, Cooks, Hilton, MVS. PPR.
Cooks, Gallup for me.
Yeah, I would say Cooks is for sure for me. I can get on board with Gallup. Fun fact about T.Y. Hilton, you realize he hasn't – the last quarterback that he had that he went over 100 yards with was Andrew Luck. That's just terrible. I think it's like 19 or 20 games or something like that he's gone without a 100-yard game. Bobby Pixkins also wants to know, choose 2 in the flex. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, Trey Burton, Tim Patrick, Mark Ingram, Hayden Hurst, Deontay Harris, D. Robinson. I'm not sure who that is. PPR.
Demarcus Robinson.
Robinson. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to say Swift. We had to pick 2.
Yeah, I'm leaning Swift and Tim Patrick.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Okay, I was going to say Swift and Robinson, but okay.
I
just think Gilmore's going to be up on Judy, and that's going to open up Tim Patrick a little bit more.
Yep. Choose 2 wide receivers. Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, Cooks, or Claypool.
Calvin Ridley for sure.
Yeah, I lean.
I'm torn between
Ridley as well. He only needs 2.
I'm torn between Cooks and Kupp.
He needs 2.
I know.
I'm saying Ridley, obviously, and Steve's going back and forth in his head between Cooks and Kupp.
I'm going to go Kupp.
I've said Cup a handful of times. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say Cup as well.
I think I'm going to go Cooks, just because of the fact that he didn't see a ton of targets at all through the first handful of weeks, and then now you come through and he saw 12 last week. So I can realistically see him getting around 8 this week. That offense just looked different without Bill O'Brien calling it, man. So I think I'm going to go Cooks and Ridley.
All right. And I know we got a call. I'm going to do one more real quick for Bobby. Is it? I put it in the private chat because it was kind of long. Is it irresponsible to bench Hunt in a difficult division matchup for Jonathan Taylor and M. Gaskins in positive matchups? I don't think I think that's fine. I could bench Hunt against the Steelers to start Jonathan Taylor and M. Gaskin. I'm good with that.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
If Gaskin had a bad matchup, the only reason why I'm saying that I don't have a problem with it is because he does have a very good matchup and he is seeing the volume.
I do bench Gaskin and play Hunt, but I understand it's 2-1. I understand why you guys are going that way. It's not like I have a big beef with it. I have a tough time sitting Hunt, who's been playing great. So, but 2-1, we're benching Hunt and going with Gaskins. And so now we're going to jump into this call.
Yep.
Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey guys, my name is Jalal Sood. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. It's another beautiful Sunday, man.
Yeah, same. Excited for the games today. So I got 2 questions around the same player for you guys. So in one league, it's full PPR, and I'm deciding between starting at flex Mecole Hardman or Damian Harris. Who do you guys think I should go with?
That is kind of a tough one. I get it. Yeah, the way that Harris played last week.
I think I'm leaning Mecole.
Yeah, my thought process around Mecole is that Buffalo is bad in the slot, right?
And you said this is full PPR?
Yeah, full PPR.
I mean, I think your upside's the same. And I think you have the potential for more opportunity with Harris. It's always tough to judge a New England backfield. It really is. But I think your potential for more opportunities and your upside, your potential for more opportunities leans with Harris, and your upside's probably about the same.
Ty for me is going to the runner. I think I'm high on Mecole this week, but the floor is safer with Harris. To Steve's point, the floor is better with Harris, and the upside's there. So I'm going to say Harris as well.
Awesome. I'm going to go Harris then.
I like it. And I'd imagine you're a Cowboys fan being down there. And if so, my condolences to you guys for Dak Prescott.
It's not looking too good anymore this season.
Such a shame what happened there, man.
I mean, so take solace in the fact that 3 more wins could get this division. So
that's true. That's true.
That is so true. Hopefully Dalton can pull it off today.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Tomorrow, actually, against Tyler.
You
have
one
one more question around Mecole Hardman for you guys.
Okay.
So I'm in another league. It's half PPR, and I'm also looking at a flex. I'm deciding between Darrell Henderson or Mecole Hardman.
I think your situation's about the same.
About the same? Okay. So you guys think the runner is more opportunity. Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
Man, it's totally tough. You too. It's totally tough there because those are the 2 worst running back situations,
It is.
But in general, you want the running back because they've got a floor. So I'm with you there, Steve. It's So those are the two teams that you look at them and go, man, I'm not 100% sure there. But
yeah, that sucks because I mean, you can throw a bubble screen to Hardman and he goes, or he quickly gets behind the defense and goes. It's just it's catch-22. It really is.
All right, George, you want to jump back into Mixler? We're clear on the calls.
Yep, absolutely. The Diesel 07 wants to know if Chark is active, do I play him, or to be safe, can I start N'Keal Harry?
Well, Chark is active. And I know N'Keal Harry is seeing target volume with Cam Newton, and Cam Newton will be playing. But I'm still going to go Chark in the matchup.
Chark's upside's huge.
Yep.
Next one here from JFan. Edmund, Gibson, or Lindsey, PPR.
I think I took Edmonds over Lindsey earlier, so I'm sticking with that. I'm saying Edmonds.
Man, it's really hard not to play. It's really hard not to play Gibson against the Giants.
That is.
And I like Edmonds. I mean, I like Edmonds a lot. And I'm trying to see who was it that Arizona's playing again this week?
Dallas.
Yeah,
Playing Dallas.
They're playing Dallas.
So I'm saying that's why I'm going Edmonds. For me, that's.
I don't know. I might go Gibson. The Giants are terrible. They're just freaking terrible, dude.
George, break the tie here.
I can go with Gibson. That's fine. I know Gibson's at least a starter there. Like, I like Edmonds a little bit more than Drake, but Drake's still getting his touches. So,
yep.
Last question we have here in the Mixler is Ricardo Banks. He wants to know PPR Flex 1, Boyd, McLaurin, LaVisca, or Cole. I lean Tyler Boyd.
Boyd's been playing well. Yeah, it's hard for me not to play Boyd, but I like Chenault a lot this game too. I'm going to say Boyd.
What were the options again?
Tyler Boyd, Terry McLaurin, LaVisca Chenault, Keelan Cole.
I don't know that I want to play two Jaguar wide receivers.
Well, he's only got to pick one.
He's
only got to pick one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm going Chenault.
All right. And I know we have a call. I want to put this back up before we lose it because this is going back to a question we went over earlier. Going with Cousins over Ryan, but need to drop Ingram, Hardman, or Ingram to pick up Cousins. So that wasn't part of the original question. Would you just stick with Matt Ryan and keep these guys versus dropping one of these guys and going Cousins?
Who's the other Ingram, though?
Mark Ingram, Evan Ingram, and McCall Hardman is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would assume the other Ingram is Evan Ingram as well.
I have no problem dropping Hardman, to be honest. If you want, I mean, hell, you could even honestly drop Ryan for Cousins. Like, I don't hate that either.
I wish I knew who his other tight end was. If he has another tight end, I wish I knew the other running backs. I wish I knew the other wide receivers.
You wish you were a little bit taller. You wish you were a baller.
Exactly.
I've got to say this. I like Cousins. I don't know that he's that big of an improvement over Matt Ryan on the other side of this game.
No, he's not. But you're going to be looking at bye weeks, and then we've beat that drum, man. Injuries, COVID season. We've already seen what's happened so far. So I wouldn't be upset rostering both of them.
Right.
And to me, you hate to lose running back depth, but Mark Ingram hasn't done shit either. But once they get that passing game going a little bit more in Baltimore, that's going to open that up. Evan Ingram really hasn't done much. I just wish I knew what the other tight end or tight ends were. But I mean, yeah, if you want to roster both, I guess I don't see a problem dropping Hardman.
Okay, so that's 2 to drop Hardman. Personally, like I said, I'd probably just roll with Ryan and keep these guys and see what you got.
Oh, it just came through. He said he meant Ingram, Lindsey, or Hardman. So Lindsey and Ingram for me are the same, realistically.
I'm jumping the wide receiver. You can always find a wide receiver that gives you remotely close to the same upside as Hardman. Running backs are so much harder to come across.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm gonna go Hardman here is because it's not dynasty.
Yep.
And what you've got here too is Lindsey. The Broncos aren't going to do anything about the DUI, but you don't know what the NFL might do. So Lindsey may be thrust in that starter role. So I hate to get rid of Lindsey there. So like you said, we're dropping Hardman, we're grabbing Kirk Cousins and running with it. So with that, I want to jump into our call. Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Man, it's Al again. I forgot something.
What's up, Al?
What's up, Al?
My bad. I wanted to know each of your, opinions on which running back you would rather stash just for depth. Now, I'm in a 10-team, full PPR. I told you I got Mixon, CH, and David Johnson. Austin Eckler is on IR, and I have Dearness Johnson and P. Ryan on the Jets. Are there any other running backs that you guys would rather stash outside of those two, or am I fine with those two?
Well,
just for depth.
Man, it boils down to what are your options?
We got James White, McKissick, Burkhead, Pollard, Kerryon Johnson, Freeman, Chris Thompson, Jay Williams from Green Bay, Gus Edwards, Malcolm Brown, Jay Dobbins, D. Williams on Kansas City, B. Hill on Atlanta, Zach Moss, Buffalo.
And full PPR, I'd take a lot of those. I would take a lot of those guys over Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, Freeman jumped out at me pretty quick because he's been playing pretty well over
James White's another one.
I don't even I'm not even sure I'd be with P. Ryan.
Somebody else, I can't even remember who. Even P. Ryan, P. Ryan and Dearness Johnson, I think you can drop for a lot of those guys.
Okay. So would I be better off picking up James White? Because I do like James White.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go through that list again because I like Brian Hill too.
James White, McKissick, Burkhead, Duke Johnson, Tony Pollard, Kerryon Johnson, Royce Freeman, Chris Thompson, Jay Williams, Green Bay, Gus Edwards, Malcolm Brown, Jay Dobbins, D. Williams, B. Hill, Zach Moss, Benny Snell, Deion Lewis. The list continues to go on. Giovanni Bernard, Matt Breida.
I'd probably go James White and then either Brian Hill or J.K. Dobbins.
I was leaning J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
And I'm in agreement
J.K. Dobbins.
I'd probably go James White, J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins actually sees a little bit of work receiving wise. And again, I think as this year goes, as this season progresses, he's going to start seeing more time.
I hope so.
Okay, so that's the hope. So a better stash, Jay Dobbins and James White. Okay. All right. Was just curious on that because I just heard George say this, running back depth. You never know when one of them will go down.
Listen, if Mark Ingram goes down, if Mark Ingram goes down, Dobbins is going to be a beast. So he's somebody that I definitely want to have stashed. And as Steve said, as the year progresses, I think Dobbins is the better running back of the two. But I'm not coaching Baltimore, so I can't, do nothing about it. But I honestly want Dobbins on my team.
Okay. All right, then. That'll work, fella. I appreciate you again.
All right, appreciate
calling again now.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Hey, let me ask you guys a quick question. I got 2 trade offers that I'm mulling over. I want your guys' opinion. And yes, we can do this on the air because it's my team, and I don't care if the people listening are.
Wow, damn, that's a shot there.
I'm giving
lost
up
half of our viewership.
I know. I'm giving up. Well, it also allows us to give good insight to our personal teams. I'd be giving up Saquon Barkley. And in return, I would be getting DeAndre Swift first round pick next year, first round pick in 2022, second round pick next year, second round pick in 2022.
So this is obviously dynasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Projected right now, the first round pick next year is the 101.
So that pick's going to be top 5. So I'd say yes, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do it too. And
it's a
not
single.
because
It's a single quarterback league, so it's
do it.
not even like I would be looking at one of the quarterbacks. It would probably be Antonine or what's his name,
ATN or Najee
Yep.
Harris.
Yeah.
Harris, yeah.
And you're going to have good wide receivers too, so you're going to have options. And then if you really wanted to take a quarterback, you could. It just depends where it lands. But I mean, yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, I like Barkley, but man, this is 2 out of how many years? 2 out of 4, 2 out of 3 years he's been in the league where he's been, injured. I've all the talent in the world, but if you can't stay on the field, go get your king's ransom now and move on.
And here's one more that the offer is sent to me. I can accept it if I want. It's a redraft league. I'd be getting Christian McCaffrey. In a super flex, I would be giving up Matt Stafford, Devonta Freeman, and Justin Jefferson.
Oof. Who's your other quarterbacks?
Let me pull up the team. Quarterbacks are Matt Stafford, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. I have to start 3 wide receivers, and I have 2 flex spots. My starting wide receivers are Allen Robinson, N'Keal Harry, Justin Jefferson. On the bench, I have Keenan Allen and Deontay Johnson, who's out, and Van Jefferson.
I'm not making that deal.
No, not in Superflex. Your quarterbacks aren't good enough.
Yeah, and you're going to lose 90% of them after this season.
Well, this is redraft.
This is redraft.
This is redraft. It's not dynasty.
Oh, this is redraft?
Yeah, it's redraft.
It's nice to have
I might do it
CMC.
then.
It's nice to have CMC down the stretch run, but I don't know that I do it just
my
because
running backs at that point would be Miles Sanders, Eckler when he gets back, and then Christian McCaffrey. And I am also the Mike Davis owner in this league.
I'd probably do it then. If it's redraft.
Yeah, it's redraft. I'm gonna let it stew. I might see if I can wait one more week because I got to rely on 3 of those guys that's starting this week.
I'll get through this week. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to our questions here. Oswaldo's got a tight end question in a standard league. Thomas, Irv Smith, Doyle, Eifert, Brait, Fells. Oh, those were his other options in the tight end. Who was he starting? I can't remember. Let's get back up to Oswaldo's question. Yeah, he was starting Higbee.
So that said, standard league. I
think
would
I'm
probably
going
go
Irv Smith.
Fells. For me, it's
go
going to be
Fells?
Fells. In a standard, yeah. I think he's had a history of touchdown upside with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Everybody that he's listed, we're basically trying to predict which one's going to score a touchdown. That's the only way any of these guys are relevant.
Understood. I just think that the history of the upside of him, possibly happening greater is going to be Fells.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll go with Fells.
I was going to dart throw Brait, but I can get behind the logic of Fells.
Yep, same here.
All right, Henry M. A couple questions here. Full PPR league. Cam, Ben. Oh wow. Okay, so
Cam or Ben,
Rojo or Gurley, Fells or Smith. PPR.
Yeah, so Cam or Ben. Let's start with Cam or Ben.
I think I'm going Big Ben at home.
Yeah, it's hard not to start him at home.
All right, and then following that up with Rojo or Gurley.
I'm going to go Gurley.
Gurley's been playing well. Rojo's, I think, the starter because Fournette's on emergency use only.
Yeah, but I think Fournette's back this week, so I think he's going to be active.
He's active, but they say he's very limited. He's not 100%. They're going to do what they did because he was active 2 weeks ago, or a week ago Thursday. He was just like, in case of emergency, break glass, and glass is Fournette.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to lean Gurley here, but I think Rojo's not a terrible play this week.
Yeah, I honestly don't hate Rojo the way he's been playing.
I just think they're going to be behind, and Rojo is not a great receiver out of the backfield. So
you're still seeing targets. They have nobody else to throw to out of that backfield. You know,
true.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just where I'm at. And Brian Hill does come in, and he's warranted touches every week. So
you know what? You're making me do it. I'm switching to be a homer. I'm going to take Rojo. I was staying away because I'm a Bucks fan and I don't want to be a homer. But you know what? I'm going to play him. And then we've got Fells versus Irv Smith. Now
Which we just talked about.
We just said Fells, but that was in
That was
a standard. This is full PPR. Does PPR change anything for you? Is Irv Smith getting enough targets to change your mind?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I want to see real quick
where you have him ranked. Well, he's looking.
No, I just want to see. Yeah, his target volume is really not there. He saw 5 last week, but he has 11 on the year.
I've seen almost 50% of his target share in one game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say Fells, like we said in the standard league. All right, and Minimal Impact says, "Hey, we've got a good show going this week. Good luck." Thank you, Minimal. And Mzamzam 10, Lindsay or Jefferson in the flex, half-point PPR.
I'm going Jefferson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. Lindsay or Jefferson. I'm going to say Jefferson as well.
I'll go Jefferson. It's close.
Fallon says, standard scoring, who do we like? Fulgham, Chark, Ayuk, or Scotty Miller?
Chark's playing. I'm starting Chark over all of those.
Yep.
One for me. I do like Scotty Miller this week because he's back to being healthy and he's playing in the slot more. He's the third option, and that's when he's the most dangerous. But out of these guys, I'm going to say Chark.
I'm just wondering. His name just left my head. Rookie they drafted. Kid had a good week last week too.
You're talking about
buzz around him in camp.
Johnson.
Tyler Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah. Had a really great week last week. Did what I thought. Like, he's not super fast, but he gets separation and he has good hands. It's the kind of wide receiver that Brady likes. So it'd be nice to see. But I think if Miller's healthy, I think he goes back to being 3, and then you have Tyler Johnson either behind Watson at 5 or just behind the other 3. So
it's so murky having Godwin, Evans, Brady will most likely be involved. Gronk will most likely be involved. Rojo will most likely be involved. It's just so murky.
Yeah, anything behind Godwin and Evans is a question mark. But so she says she's worried about Chark. Listen, if he's playing, you play him.
Yep.
Minimal Impact says Woods, Juju, and Gibson. Which 2 in a standard? In standard for me, I'm going to say Juju and Gibson. Woods is a PPR monster.
That's so hard to say.
I know it is. It really is. But so for me in standard, that's what makes the difference.
I like Gibson just because of the matchup, and he has a good chance at scoring. But yeah, I mean, Juju has the better touchdown upside over Woods, but I like Woods better. Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with that.
George, you on board with us too?
Yeah. Yeah, Juju and Gibson. I'm okay with that. I really want to play Woods. Yeah, go with it. Juju and Gibson. Let it fly.
All right, George, do we have anything else on Mixler?
We do not.
All right, so we can get back to this pizza talk.
I'm not done with this conversation yet.
I've been waiting this whole time just to get back to pizza because I'm fat and I'm hungry. So let's talk leftover pizza. Do you guys heat yours up?
Of course.
Or do you eat it cold?
Well, you could do both.
I'm just saying, which do you prefer?
Depends on my mood. If I'm really hungry, I'm not waiting for that shit to warm up. I'm just gonna mash it. But if I'm like, it's leftover pizza, I'm gonna eat something. Then I'm gonna take those slices and I'm gonna put them on aluminum foil and set them right on the rack.
That's not bad. What we do is,
you know what I've seen recently though, honestly, that I'm gonna try is pizza or people reheating pizza in a cast iron skillet.
We've done it. It's not bad. So I'm gonna answer it this way. For breakfast, I eat it cold. Because in the morning I don't have time to heat that shit up. But what we do typically, if we're gonna reheat it and have it for a meal, is we microwave it for about 20 seconds, and then we throw it on. We have a crisping rack in the oven, and we throw it on the crisping rack, and that gets it right about perfect consistency.
So let me ask you this: when you guys order your pizza, do you get standard sauce or do you ask for extra sauce on it?
I prefer extra sauce, but I'm the only one in the house that likes it that way.
I always get extra sauce.
I don't, because it just gets really
soggy.
It just gets sloppy and soggy. Like if I'm gonna have any extra sauce additional to my pizza, it's the ranch that I'm dipping it in.
See, I can't get on board with the ranch dipping sauce.
Well, then that's your problem.
It is my 100%. It is my problem. I totally get people love it. I'm not a ranch guy. So
Mike, where do you stand
I'm not
on
on board
it?
on that.
Where do you stand, Mike?
Well, you're still on the show, so he probably approves.
He might be sleeping.
I'm like, you guys actually refrigerate your pizza in between eating it? Because I just throw mine on the table and it doesn't. I just eat it off of that.
Usually, mine doesn't even make it to the next day.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I do 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning version of Mike loves pizza too. So,
So I've learned to order an extra pizza. That's just good because we have somebody in the house now that eats pizza. We just have an extra one. And my wife likes just plain cheese. So she gets a plain cheese one all to herself. And my daughter will eat the cheese one, but she'll split off and have some of my bacon pepperoni pizza. And usually there's a little bit left over. So we've got another football question. Adrian Peterson, and for some reason it's not showing because I think we keep both hitting it. Thanks, George. I see you laughing. Adrian Peterson or Cam Akers? Should I even hold on to Akers in a PPR at this point?
I don't think you really need to hold on to either one of them, to be honest with you. I don't know who's available, but
Shiz Pinkler. By the way, I love Sitz Pinkler. I love that name, Sitz Pinkler. Okay, so tell us who's available. But I mean, of these two this week, I'm leaning Adrian Peterson, and I mean Cam Akers is getting what, like five touches a game, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, Peterson could easily score today.
Yep.
I mean, Detroit gets down to the red zone. They can never put the ball in the end zone while they're in the red zone, but the Jaguars' defense is putrid, so Peterson might be able to run one in. You know?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly. So right. Saying there's a chance.
So I've got to say, Al is back for his third visit to the show.
Holy crap, Al!
So Al, we're going to start limiting you to 2 calls, unless you're talking about pizza.
Look, that's the only reason I called back. I said, "Oh no, the phone lines is clear. Let me see if I can get down to this pizza talk real fast."
Welcome to Sunday Pizza Talk. I'm your host Jason, and with me, as always, is the pizza crew.
Oh, I'm down with it. All right, start 1. All meat, Supreme, or Hawaiian?
You're throwing Hawaiian right in the trash. Supreme's got olives on it, so it's going to go right there behind the Hawaiian. And all meat is all meat's in the lineup, busting heads.
So Al, being in Detroit area, man, what is your top local for you?
My top local, we actually just had Jets the other day. Jets is nice.
Can't go wrong there.
What'd you say? Oh, my girlfriend is saying Papa's Pizza. That's another one.
You ever have You ever have Green Lanterns or Louis or Buddies?
Green Lantern? Oh, yeah.
I love Green Lantern.
MVP.
That's the jam. Their BLT
Green
people
Lantern,
are
yeah,
good.
that's a banger for sure.
Mm-hmm. You ever have Louis though? The one that's in like it's like I think it's in Hazel Park ish area. Louis Pizza's good.
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing, trying to remember the names, but I've definitely been to Hazel Park, Sunnydale, Oak Park, Detroit.
Right.
All over the place. You got to try pizza everywhere, I think.
You know how I can tell Al's not fat? He can't remember the name of his pizza places.
Or he's just he broadens his horizons, man.
Well, look, I eat a lot. It just doesn't, it doesn't stick, man. I've been trying, but it does not stick. Nothing sticks.
Talking about good problems to have.
Right.
Man, I've tried the whole, they say don't eat and then fall asleep. I've done that. Nothing happens. I tried the whole not working out, just be lazy. Nothing happens. So I just accepted it now. I'm 32 years old. Everyone always says, wait till you get older. I'm still waiting. So we'll see what happens.
You got to do what the rest of us do. Do all that at once. You can't just try one at a time. Don't be an amateur.
Oh, okay. I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
Absolutely. All right, Al, we got a couple more questions we want to get through, so it was good to have you call back. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, go on ahead. Like I said, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I figured since it was clear, I wanted to get down on the pizza talk. But no, y'all go ahead.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
Appreciate
calling back, Al. All right, and I think with that we've got another call, Mike. If you want to pot that up as well. Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, so I'm trying to figure out in my lineup who to set for my flex.
Okay.
Give me one sec while it loads. Sorry.
What are your options?
It's loading on him.
So
okay.
Currently have Marquise Brown in my flex. My other option is Justin Jefferson or Raheem Mostert. I'm starting Aaron Jones, James Robinson, Cooper Kupp, and Will Fuller.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I think I'm going. Oh, that piece just confused me. One more time with the options, please. I apologize.
Caller, you still there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost you there for a second.
Yeah.
What
Can you give the options one more time?
You need the roster one more time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So currently I have in my flex Marquise Brown. My other options are Justin Jefferson or Raheem Mostert. And I'm starting Aaron Jones, James Robinson, Cooper Kupp, and Will Fuller.
I think you're staying with what you have, but personally, I would probably play Jefferson over Kupp.
See, I was thinking Jefferson over Brown.
Jefferson over Kupp.
Yeah, I'd say Jefferson over Brown and leave Kupp.
Yeah, I would play Kupp over
Kupp over Brown.
Kupp over Brown.
2 against 1.
Okay, awesome. And does it make any difference that I have Lamar Jackson at QB for the potential stack, even though he hasn't really been hitting Brown that much?
No,
I don't know, man. Brown still sees targets, and he hasn't had that blow up game, and this is a good spot for it to happen. That's where I'm at. Rams on the road against the 49ers. I know the 49ers defense isn't the same, but if it were me, I'd leave in Brown, play Jefferson over Kupp, but that's just me.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
All right, jumping back over. Yep.
So Sitz Pinkler.
So this goes back to the questions
Frank,
about Adrian
Frank
Peterson.
Gore is a starting running back in New York. But Jamal Williams in PPR, I like him.
So would you drop Akers for Jamal Williams?
I'd probably drop either one of them guys for him in redraft, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Malcolm Brown's still there. It's hard to ignore what Darrell Henderson's doing, and it's going to be that backfield is going to be whatever it's going to be every single week. Jamal Williams, you know what his floor is.
Yeah, and if Aaron Jones gets hurt, Jamal Williams suddenly becomes a very valuable asset.
Yep.
So, and unlike the situation in,
and it's a good offense.
Yeah, and unlike the situation in the Rams, if one of those guys get hurt, that doesn't necessarily mean that Akers is getting an increase in workload.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm on board with Jamal Williams for Akers.
Yep. And Oswaldo for my PPR league, should I roll with Schultz since Dalton loves his tight ends, or roll with leftovers, Fells, Croft, Higbee? Yeah, I think it's Schultz pretty clearly there.
Yeah, I would say that's a safe play.
All right, so that's 2. Steve, we've cut the lines because we're now at 12:25. We're a couple minutes away from signing off here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the writers and give us some background on some stuff for Sleeper Wire?
Ton of stuff with Sleeper Wire. We'll start off with the writers since you mentioned them first. I mean, these guys continue to put it out every single week, man. If you haven't utilized the opportunity report, the start sit, the streamers, you got your weekly waivers, weekly waiver IDP as well. Just a ton of articles, and it's all on our Patreon. And you can go to Patreon/SleeperWire or go to SleeperWire/donate. You find the Patreon icon there, and you can get all that stuff, all of our articles, a lot of good content week in and week out. I mean, even with the Le'Veon Bell's news breaking this week, we had a reactionary article to that too as well. So make sure you're checking all that stuff out. Look at the Patreon and what we have going on there. Again, no, I'm not going to vote for Kanye. But, when you go to our Patreon, you look at the different tiers, so on and so forth. If you feel like donating, great. Just remember, everything that we bring in goes towards charity. We're a 501c3, right? That's right, 501c3.
Correct.
Yeah, right. Charity, and that's what we're doing with this show, with this podcast, going live, all that stuff. It's strictly off charity. So if you want to donate, great. We appreciate it and we welcome it. On top of all of that, we have our Sleeper Wire store. We have different merchandise over there, for all the states that you're living in or different countries or whatever. We appreciate all your support. It's getting a little bit chilly out. We got some nice, hooded sweatshirts and things like that for you. Staying in the warmer weather with these guys down in Florida. We got some other good stuff for you too as well, as long as several other things. So go to Sleeper Wire store, check all that stuff out as well. We have our partnerships with Pristine Auction, with Thrive Fantasy, with Destination Devi, with Ray GQ. That's all good stuff there. Make sure you're following Ray. If you're involved with Pristine Auction, you can get a lot of good deals through there on several different options of merchandise. Thrive Fantasy, it's daily fantasy prop bets. You put in $20 or more, you get 20 back from Thrive, and then you screenshot that, fire it over to sleeperwire@gmail.com, and you're automatically entered into the listener league for next year. I'm trying to think of what else we have. I mean, we have all of our other shows going on. As you can see, all this glorious pizza that keeps popping up on our screen too. That's not a part of what we have going on, but I feel like with as much as we've talked about Domino's and Papa John's today, we should be in business with them. But,
I did call them shit. I did call them shit pizza. That's probably not happening.
Yeah. Well, you're just going to get kicked off the show for that. But yeah, man, I lost my train of thought of where I was going with that, but the
all the other
partnership.
shows.
Oh yeah, all the other shows. So obviously you're here on the Blitz on Sundays. Mondays you're gonna have the watch party, which is a lot of fun. It's gonna be happening during the first half of Monday Night Football. I don't know which. It's probably gonna be the later game this week since we have a doubleheader.
Yep.
Jason will be on there along with Mike, our producer, in the background there. It's basically talk about football, bitch about your team, gloat about your win, whatever you want to do. You want to call and, tell these guys how bad we sucked on Sunday or thank us for our advice, whatever. feedback, good or positive, have fun. Just join those guys, have a good time. We'll have our Tuesday waiver show, Wednesday mail sack, the Thursday show with Chris and Nader from Top Tier Tactics. The mail sack show, you're getting Lucas and Steve Quick, and who's usually is on that show. Tuesday waiver wire, you have Mike, George, myself. You got the Friday AMAs with George, Jason, and Mike, and there's generally a guest on there.
George.
Showtime, George.
Showtime, George.
Saturdays, we usually breathe because we're that busy. We got so much cool stuff going on with Sleeper Wire. So we take a little bit of a break on Saturday, and then we jump back in here on Sunday morning to interact with you guys. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have as far as what's going on with Sleepwire. Ton of good stuff. Come join us. Let's have some fun. It looks like we had a couple last-second questions pop up, so let's knock those things out before we get out of here.
All right, so what we got here is Ramrod 0299er.
Love the name.
Standard, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, flex, running backs Connor, Drake, Robinson, Gibson, Henderson. 2 running backs out of that group.
Ooh, and this is standard.
Standard.
So I'm going Robinson for sure, right? Like we're starting James Robinson against Detroit.
Connor Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah, same here.
And then 2 wide receivers, Cup, Claypool, DJ Moore. And I think it's Cup and Claypool. I think they have the touchdown upside, right, guys?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, and now we're in a flex, and I know Steve pretty well. I think he wants to say Henderson or Gibson here.
I want to say Henderson. In a standard, I'll go Henderson here.
Matchups, man.
A beat up 49er defense. I don't know. Still, again, on the road, I want to take Gibson against the Giants, man.
That's where I was leaning because I think Gibson has high upside for touchdowns against that Giants defense. Oswaldo's question is a little more personal. Why doesn't my homie Steve host Sunday's show?
That's the faithful, baby. That's the faithful.
Because we upgraded to Mike.
That's true. This is true.
Wait, who's the host on? I don't think we have a host on Sunday's show. This is Sunday's show, guys. Like, what do you mean?
So Steve's a producer. I think Steve used to do the mouse or the Sunday Blitz at one point.
Is he talking about Steve Spack or Steve
Quick? I don't know.
Either way,
he's talking about Steve Quick, I imagine. Oswaldo's been there for a long time. No, Steve helps us out on Wednesdays. Unfortunately, with his busy ass radio career and everything like that, that guy barely has time to give us that. So, unfortunately, Steve is only with us on those Wednesdays.
And what we've done is we've removed all Steves from the show, basically. Like we don't want any Steves here.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
Steve, I will bring you back. I've been on a show where Steve quit before, and I don't want another one. So I'm bringing you back, Steve.
I quit.
So
right here, Hoos. I announced my retirement. I can't handle this shit anymore.
So I'm gonna close out this show for at Dirty Jobs 21, at BFTG Pod, at Steve Speck, SPAC 21, and at BFTG Jason. We've had a great week 6 Blitz with you guys, and we are looking forward to all the football. We will see you on all the other shows, and thank you for watching, listening, and interacting.
Absolutely.
Guys, good luck this week.
And if you're listening, follow us on our social media platforms, YouTube, Stitcher, Periscope. Go give us a follow there. Turn on your alerts.
Twitch, baby. Twitch it.
Twitch it.